In the annals of human history, few events have been as cataclysmic and mysterious as the 10 plagues of Egypt. Stories told through generations, etched in sacred texts, and depicted in iconic imagery. Today, we delve into this biblical revelation, decoding each plague and its significance. From rivers turning to blood to the death of the firstborn, each plague was a testament to the power and wrath of God, each carrying its own symbolic message. These events, as horrifying as they were not merely acts of destruction, but messages, warnings, and lessons that resonate even today. Prepare yourself as we journey back to ancient Egypt, to the time of pharaohs and pyramids, to witness the divine wrath unfold. The Nile turns to blood, frogs invade, lice infest, and darkness descends. The 10 plagues are about to be unleashed. Are you ready to dive into this epic saga of power, defiance, and divine retribution? We begin with the first plague, where the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, was transformed into a river of blood. Imagine the shock of the Egyptians as their primary source of water turned crimson, killing all the fish and filling the air with a stench of death. The second plague brought an invasion of frogs, not just a few hopping around, but a torrent of amphibians that swarmed into houses, bedrooms, even onto people's beds. A truly skin-crawling experience. Next came the third plague, a plague of lice or gnats. These tiny insects covered people and animals, causing unbearable itching and discomfort. The fourth plague introduced flies. These weren't your ordinary houseflies, but a swarm so large and relentless that it covered the land and entered every Egyptian home, causing widespread disease and irritation. Then came the fifth plague, a livestock pestilence that wiped out Egypt's horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. This was a devastating blow to the economy, as well as the food supply. The sixth plague brought boils, painful sores that erupted on the skin of every Egyptian and their animals. It was a torment that made every move a painful ordeal. The seventh plague was a storm of hail unlike anything Egypt had seen before. It destroyed crops, killed animals, and even claimed human lives. The eighth plague was a swarm of locusts. These voracious insects devoured what was left of Egypt's crops, pushing the nation closer to the brink of starvation. The ninth plague shrouded Egypt in an unnatural darkness that lasted for 3 whole days. Yet, in a stark contrast, the Israelites lived in light. The final, most devastating plague was the death of every Egyptian firstborn. From the firstborn of Pharaoh to the firstborn of the lowest servant, none were spared. These 10 plagues were a display of divine power, designed to convince Pharaoh to release the Israelites from bondage. They turned the natural world upside down, disrupted daily life, devastated the economy, and brought about unimaginable suffering. Yet, despite the severity of these plagues, the ultimate goal was liberation and the demonstration of a power far greater than any earthly king. In conclusion, the 10 plagues weren't just about punishment. They were a divine message, a testament to the unfathomable power of God and a beacon of hope for those yearning for freedom. So, the next time you find yourself facing a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, remember the 10 plagues and know that even the mightiest forces can be overcome.